One thing that I observe while we're cleaning out all the garbage in this place, and when you get the first impression of walking into something that you're going to buy and invest in and it's been operating for a while, you have to understand the mindset of the people who sold it. And in the wonderful world of capitalism, you find as you undig through the layers that there was never time to do it right. Everything was just a temporary patch job, and the more longer a company operates, the more layers of congealed patches end up. And when all of those decades or years of half-assing it finally catches up to them and they can't operate anymore, and they're forced with the choice of tearing apart all their band-aids and doing it the right way, or shutting the thing down and selling it to the next fool who doesn't know any better. That would be me. They always pick option B. And they leave all the band-aids in place because, optimist person that you are, wandering through and dealing with the real estate agents, you see what's there and you think, oh, yeah, all this infrastructure is still there, so all I have to do is clean up the grime, put on a coat of paint, and we're good to go. No, actually, what you're seeing is every last penny of value has been leached out. What you've got is a toxic waste dump. It is, in many cases, worse and more expensive than just starting with a blank slate and starting from scratch, because you've got to undo all the congealed layers of garbage, all the half-assery. And there will be a lot of it. And first you got to drag all this shit out, then you got to find out what they did wrong, then you got to find out why they did it wrong, then you got to redo it all and do it right. So, here we are at this at the starting of this, and what we're doing is having to undo all the layers of garbage before we can even get started on what needs to be the right way. It's exhausting because you find yourself, all those things you thought, oh, I can use this when you bought the place. Once you dug through the grime, you go, oh, no, this is destroyed. Oh, no, there's nothing left of this. Oh, no, this is completely ruined. And yeah, you get that little bit of depression that fits in that, oh, there's none of this I can really salvage. And now I got to do 27 trips to the dump. Oh, God. And then rebuy everything. Now, is Locke's Garden going to be like that? I don't know. I don't know. But, the things that, we didn't know walking in, like, the first time we walked in, we saw, oh, well, we got a full kitchen. Look at all this wonderful equipment here. Well, yeah, but once you get the electricity on and the lights going, you find everything was a congealed half-assery. The shelves on the wall were done stupidly. They're uncleanable. They're lopsided. This is a piece of wood that they nailed some aluminum to. You got the little reheating things here that have, had, God knows, have got so many layers of congealed crud in them. I don't even know if there's any metal left by the time you're done. Every door lock is lost the key. Every door is so rotted it's about to fall off the hinges. The dishwasher is broken. It's probably repairable, but it's so old, you probably can't find the parts anymore. You look at this wonderful stove here, And you know, it just needs to be cleaning up. But look at the details. This is not a normal griddle stove. This is specifically designed just for Chinese woks, which means unless this place opens as another Chinese restaurant, we can't use almost any of this equipment. And good luck finding a place to sell it to. Oh, yeah. It'll drive you bonkers to think about. You know, all the wiring in this place is okay. It works, but you know, of code, oh God, no, of course not. You know, everything was just a band-aid of a band-aid of a band-aid, and now there's so much wiring I'm gonna have to trace down and remove because you know it went to something that hasn't existed in 20 years, and it's you know it's a fire hazard. So a lot of taking out shit that isn't used anymore. You look at these wonderful freezers here. Well, you know, at the surface you go, oh well, this you know probably just needs cleaning up. But look at the hinges. Damn thing is so worn, the hinges are warped. And then look at the inside of this thing. This will never play the piano again. Maybe it works, but oh God, the number of hours of work that'll have to go into making it work again, and is it really worth it? I don't know. Here's a wonderful little freezer here. This looks like a newer one, but notice the name on that. Montgomery Ward. Montgomery Ward's, if I remember correctly, went bankrupt back in, oh God, 1988? This thing is ancient. And then, of course, look at the inside of this thing. It looks like a murder-suicide happened in this freezer. I don't know how you get crud that deep in there. How the hell did this ever pass any type of food inspection? People were buying their food that was sitting in this beforehand? God help you. Is this a clean it up and repair it and put it back in service, or this is a cart it off to the dump and bury it in a moonless night kind of thing? And you know, the little pieces here and the little pieces there. You know, you don't notice this so much when you walk through. And okay, was there a leak in the roof and they patched it, or this is a continual leak in the roof? I haven't even gone up on the roof yet, so you know, God help me what I'll see there. It wouldn't surprise me that it needs a whole new roof. They did some extensive venting in here, but you know, what the hell was this? Something tells me this doesn't pass code. I'm pretty sure this duct tape doesn't comply with the guidelines. You see, we have a soda machine here. This is more of the weird half-assery that they do. Okay, I got the lines and tanks, and on the surface this looks good. Until you trace down where these lines go. And these lines go all the way here, and then up this duct, and then up and around, and over, and all the way around, and they come out over here. And that's got to be, what, 25, 30 feet of hoses just to connect the carbonation and the syrup to the dispenser. Are you kidding me? And those lines haven't, you know, they've been sitting with goop in them for years. There's no way I can use that. All of that has to be pulled out. Why in the hell would you run 30 foot of syrup lines? That's about the dumbest place on earth you could put a soda machine. So yeah, all that has to go. So you'd be better off starting from scratch. And of course, God knows if the machine even works. The way it's sitting kind of sideways in a lamentable kind of condition makes me seriously wonder. You have light switches and outlets, of course. Since this place was built in the 50s, some wonderful venting there. Would you walk into a restaurant that had had that sticking out of the ceiling when you went to order your food? Probably not. What the hell was that? But you'll notice no GFIs. The outlets are broke. They're so covered over with crud. God only helps you. Oh yeah, that I'm sure was a brilliant thing there. Trying to connect the gas lines was fun. There's so many, you know, there was a stove here at one time. They pulled the stove out, they left the gas line is still active. The guy that went to connect the propane nearly had a fit trying to figure out what lines went to what. You know, you go right down, even right down to the table. Oh, well, that's a nice stainless steel table. Okay, that works. Well, look underneath it. It's all bent and buckled and warped here on the bottom side. I don't know what the hell they were doing with that water filter. If that's not a Mickey Mouse job, I don't know what is. And then you look at this table over here. Yeah, when it was dark, we thought it was stainless steel. When you look at it, oh no, this was a wood table that they nailed pieces of tin and aluminum to. Why? I don't know, but I can't serve food on this. Are you kidding me? A crematorium wouldn't be in that bad a shape. And the underside there, almost every table, almost every shelf was a botch job. This thing amuses me. God knows what the hell this was used for, bussing tables or what, but all metal, all buckled, covered with layers of crud.
Oh, honey, I'm home.
Ah, yes, here she is now. Do I regret the decision? Absolutely not. But if recording, there she is, woman of the hour. She promises that this is all going to work.
It is. It's gonna work.
Of course it is. You wouldn't lie to me, right? Buyer's remorse? Absolutely not. Still do it, but of course, ask me in 6 months, how I feel about it. But, when you go into these things, there's a reason why no one else was buying it. Because, everyone else, a little bit smarter, looking for something to buy quick and flip. To milk out every bit of equity that exists out of the thing. If you're finding something used that's a deal, I guarantee you the only reason why you're finding it is because it's not the deal you think it is, because there's no equity left in it to flip. The next guy, the last one in line, is going to have to do a fuck ton of cleaning shit up and rebuilding it and putting equity back into it because all the equity has been leached out of it by wonderful capitalist scumbags. There's a way to do capitalism. This isn't the way to do it. Bleed everything dry to the last penny, run the horse until it drops dead, shock it back to life and get it on its feet, and before it can drop dead the second time, sell it to the next dumb asshole. This is why this country is in the situation it's in. This type of thinking has to stop. You can't just keep bleeding shit out of communities, out of infrastructure, out of assets, and dumping the toxic waste dump on the next poor fool that comes along. Eventually it stops. And I feel kind of sorry for the future generations, the Zoomers and the Alphas that are come after this, because they're going to inherit a garbage dump, a wasteland of burnt out, destroyed, toxic infrastructure, and they're gonna be the ones that are gonna have to clean it all up. It should be a challenge. Anyway, not to be negative, we have high hopes for this thing, but we have no delusions that this was just unlock the door, flip the electricity on, take a scouring pad to it, and be open for business in a week. This is going to take months, if ever. Hopefully just months, and it's going to take an awful lot of work, and it's going to take a substantial amount of money before this thing is ready to open for whatever it's going to be. And this is just, you got to be realistic about this. There are not. If you're looking for get-rich-quick schemes these days, go buy Bitcoin, And good luck to you. Maybe you'll manage to get in on the Ponzi scheme at just the right time and be able to buy at an astronomical rate and sell it at an even higher rate to the next idiot that doesn't know what they're buying. And good for you if you can pull that off. I can't sleep well at night trying to do that, and as I said, if you're running a system where you're looking for the greater fool, eventually you're going to run out of fools with money. And in 2024, looking at the future, I think we're about to run out of fools. We will see. Anyway, that's enough for this post.